your power moving forward in days, like your business will probably X-fold more in the next 12 months than it has in the last 12 months.
100%.
Just because you've said it, overcome it, and like not just overcome it, but like slayed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been beautiful.
Such an amazing experience. Let's talk about the other guys that were on stage too. Okay. So I will tell you, I was out in the audience and there were over 400 athletes that walked across the stage.
Show.
Huge show. I mean, I have pictures of the entire audience.
There was a powerlifting meet there.
It was packed. Okay, so your other athletes, these are, gentlemen who are married, have kids, own their own businesses. I mean, just all walks of life. One of them, I've known him for years, and he was never in bad shape, but he was just him, right? And then over these last several months, I've just seen Jordan, his body completely transform. And then I see Jeremy on stage. I've never seen somebody have more fun on stage and just owned it. He was up there smiling. He was having fun. And he also told me something backstage that made me crack up. I don't even know if you know this, but I was getting ready to go on and I'm just standing there, and I often do this when I speak. I just stand there by myself, very cool, calm and collect, and I'm standing backstage in a bikini and heels. And he walked up, and I don't remember his exact words, but he looked around the room at all the other girls and he goes, "Yeah, they ain't got nothing on you. You got twins." And he said some other choice words, but I'm not going to say them.
Yes.
And it totally made me crack up, laugh. And when I saw him on stage, just his smile, he was having fun, his journey, I was like, what an example for your kids.
Yes.
I mean, geez. And then you have, let's see, I saw Amy. She looked amazing. She's hiding back here, but she's here. This is Kenneth's wife. It was so fun because she was the other female that was competing. So I was so happy to have her.
We also had Miss Kelly.
Yes, Miss Kelly.
Yep.
I just met her that day, though. And I spent some time with her after the show, and she did amazing. And then you also have Jason, who just killed it. I mean, everybody killed it. So how many, and I'm going to put, I already know, but, of course I have to brag. So how many medals did your team take home that day?
From the John Sherman, we took 18 top fives home.
Wow.
And then 2 overalls. Kelly took 2 overalls, so she was the best women's physique athlete there.
Freaking amazing.
Yes. And then Tony brought a top 5 home from Daytona.
Wow.
So we brought a total from Team Authentic. We did 19 top 5 medals and 2 overalls. So it was a beautiful, blessed weekend.
Oh my gosh. It was freaking insane, amazing.
Yes.
And I mean, just the people, I mean, that's really what it's about. You're a part of this amazing team, from the athlete perspective. We have amazing coaches, your wife, Amy, and it's just like you're part of something great, and everybody builds each other up and is so complimentary and just secure in who they are, and just very family environment. I can't speak enough about it. I'm so glad I was part of it. I really, really am.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed the team and group of guys that definitely went. I wouldn't have envisioned it being any other way, though. So when I was experiencing it, from the amount of work and the amount of phone calls I got in early hours and just the attention to detail that every single athlete had, and we do a lot of buy-in conversation, like, why are you doing this? What is your buy-in to this process? And so when you have 7 people who are surrounded with each other, I mean, y'all saw each other probably 3, 4, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And so when you have that community, and then you guys are all fighting the same goal, and then realistically y'all all kind of know y'all's own struggles, like as parents and business owners, like then y'all can share in the real struggle. Like y'all are experiencing very similar experiences in going towards the same goal at the same timeline. So then it really becomes a camaraderie that, if I can give the platform for you guys to just feel loved and welcomed and valued, I think as a team or as a coach, being able to make your athletes feel important is, number one. And families, I mean, is number one up there. Like, some of them might move forward and being able to make money in this industry, but most of them, this is not what they will do full time or even care to do full time. Like, they're spending money to do this experience, like a lot of money.
But do you know what you get back?
Yes.
I mean, you get back so much more than the money that you spend on it.
Like when families, it was really cool here in Katy. One of the high schools is Katy High School is red and white. And Jeremy's son plays football for Katy High School.
Okay.
And when they showed up, they had like pom-poms and like they were like cheering, and moms were there. And he said he had like over 30 people there to support him.
So
and then
amazing.
Amy equally went to Katy High School, so she equally felt colors, and there was like some nostalgia there. And it really was just an opportunity where everything kind of synchronistically came together, where it was just everyone left with smiles, and we took pictures, and it was just a beautiful moment. And I think if I can produce more of that in my future as a coach or through the team, like, we're winning.
Right.
We're winning.
So we haven't really talked much since the competition. We've gone back
Fair.
and forth in
Yes.
pictures. And I think everybody, all the athletes, we've probably had some downtime. You know, they had a little bit more time with their family because they've been away from them. Same thing with me and my kiddos. What's the future for everybody? You know, I'm just curious. I mean, have you had conversations with anybody else? Do they want to compete again? Are they happy? Like, kind of what's going on, and where do you see just the people that competed moving forward going?
I think after a weekend like that, where you have the success that you have in something where you set a physical goal and you experience success, it probably won't ever go away. I think Jeremy has definitely communicated that it hasn't sparked something where he desires to do it career-wise or long-term-wise.
Right.
But always talks about this as how he wants to keep his body. And, you know, his dad and his grandfather had bad health issues. And so for this is fighting a genetic health problem that he's teaching his kids how to live a different lifestyle, so then they can, you know, still instill in their little ones a healthier lifestyle and like continue to beat the genetics of health issues.
Sure.
And so some people are really diving into, I've got another athlete that's already, as long as wife's good with it, then like some things could happen and really talk about timelines. I do have one athlete that's already starting talking about going to nationals in November. So we'll
Wait, what's in November? What show?
Miami National. So this is an opportunity to go turn pro.
Okay.
So you have to be able to get top 3 at a state show in an open division to be able to go to nationals. And she got that. And so she has been in conversation of wanting to dive into that. I think that's really cool because she's experienced support in her local circle. She lives in North Houston. And so she's experienced, you know, support where she really can continue to dive in as a personal athlete and find value in challenging her body and setting goals and going to experience, you know, possibly a pro card. Like, how beautiful is that where we can be adult competitors and still experience physical success? Like, I think that's awesome. It's something beautiful. So,
well, I'll have to share with you my mindset, and you know nothing about this until now.
Cool.
So I'm coming off the show, and I'm extremely proud of myself. Of course, everything I do, I always like to be number one. But when you're not number one, if you want to achieve that, you set a plan and you come back even stronger. Mm-hmm. But coming off the show, I will say I was just extremely proud of myself for going through, sticking with it, staying consistent, actually showing up on stage. I was very happy walking away. But then, you know, you eat some cake, you eat some pasta, you enjoy having a little bit of downtime. This morning I was back up doing cardio, only 30 minutes this morning, and I'll hit the gym this evening. And I have all these things going through my head, and I'm not really sure how to process them. Yeah. Am I done, or am I just getting started? And I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. So obviously, I have some health things, but then I'm a big believer that strong body, strong mind. So the more that I work out, the better that my eating habits are, the stronger that I am physically from a health perspective. And I love competing, you know, at anything. Yeah. And I'm going to put you on the spot.
I love it.
So if I decided to go down one path, maybe like wanting to go to nationals and do that whole thing and potentially work towards a pro card.
Yes.
Based on my genetics, and even, you know, because I had the nerves cut in my lower back, so I have some issues with building glutes, and that's very important in bikini. Yeah. Do you think with my mindset, with my genetics, with my work ethic, that could ever be in the foreseeable future if I went down that way? And I want you to be completely honest. Like, it could be, no, you suck and you just need to give up.
I see the options here. Thanks for not only putting me on the spot, but giving me limited options. Right. So thank you for that one. I'm going to be real honest with you because I've decided to head down the journey towards a pro card. And it is a long yellow brick road because we don't really know where Oz is in it. Right. We don't know what's going to happen at nationals. We don't know who's going to show up. You experience some phenomenal younger athletes with what looked like no health certain concerns from a physical standpoint. that had phenomenal bodies and came in with the exact same level of package as you. So you really are putting yourself into a category where I'm open to regularly get critiqued until I get to a point of a goal that I desire.
Sure.
What that really means is, though, you're deciding to have more days in your life that include a diet, cardio, and working out with a focus.
Right.
If that's something that you want to do, or it has to do with you being in purpose, I think you should definitely do it 1,000%. If you're moving towards a scenario where work or kids or something could equally benefit in purpose with the same level of focus that you gave the show the last 10 or 12 weeks, I think that should be the near next focus. I'm not going anywhere. I think we both know that. Our training shouldn't go anywhere. We both know that. But when we start talking about a show, everyone kind of listening to this, it is not just diet and exercise.
No, it's not.
So we have to talk internal capacity. Is it for a show, and should it go towards a show? Let's do it. Let's freaking rock. But equally know what I'm going to ask out of you.
Right.
If it's for business and those types of things, those things should get the same level of expectation that I would get out of you as an athlete or as a coach. So I think we really do just have to decide what is the next weeks look like and what we want to give focus to.
Sure.
Because the show's going to require, I think some of you guys would probably say more than 100%.
Right.
Because you guys are really feeling emotional tolls, psychological tolls, physical tolls.
Missing out, like having pizza with your kids. And so it's all these things. And so it's like this cloud in my head.
Yes.
Because I feel like I want it all.
Yes, of course.
Right? I want to enjoy the pizza with my kids. I want to continue this fitness journey, not only because it's fascinating and it's fun and it's a science and you're so proud of yourself, but then it does help me stay a little more healthy from, a health perspective.
Yes.
So I don't know what the answer is.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I love it. And it is something that you do know that you must make the progress or work no matter what you decide here in the near future.
Right.
The same work is going to have to be done. So really it is not whether or not do we want to do the work or don't want to do the work. It's what do we want in the next 12 weeks, 16 weeks. I think if we can regularly set ourselves up for 3 or 4 month concentration goals over 3 or 5 years, I mean, we can achieve or conquer so much.
Right.
But I think when we start going like, what do I want? And we talk in 25 years, it's too daunting.
Yeah.
We do want it all. And I think we can have it all in 25 years. But it can't happen in one choice of 25 years. It's like 3 or 4 month concentration goals.
Sure.
Just knocking them out. Like you got on the wall and then it was the show and then it was this and then it was this. Like it just keeps stacking on itself.
Yeah.
But the glute work is going to have to be done.
Yes.
The workout's going to have to be done. It would be easier or smarter for you to stay in shape while doing that, so then the next prep isn't as hard. Like I think we can really set ourselves up for success down the road if we like intentionally set what we're doing. But the goal should be in 12 or 16 week kind of focuses, whether that be real estate or kids, or I think me and my wife are definitely heading towards a really focusing in on our marriage in the next 12 or 16 weeks. Like we want to spend days and time with each other. So what does that look like workout wise, or what does that look like her work wise, or what does that look like business wise, or what does that look like how do we succeed in it all, because we do want it all,
right?
But how do we focus in this area, and how do we focus in this area, so we really get to everything's on the table for conversation, and then let's just set it up in success.
Yes,
I love
like
it.
that. Okay, so y'all want to focus on you, and I very much admire y'all's relationship, and there's probably been learning curves along the way, but y'all really adore each other and stand behind each other. So how are you going to focus on that element on the personal side, but then with Team Authentic continue to grow, and where do you see yourself, both of y'all together as far as Team Authentic going? Like, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? Personally competing again, building up even more athlete base, as well as, supporting them. Like, where do you want to go?
I want it all.
Just like me. I want it all.
I want it all. Being at the show this weekend, I do imagine a flood of Authentic A shirts in the stands supporting large amounts of people at shows all year long. I want to be across the country. I want what I do and how I do things, I believe, can really change how some of these competitors can have the experience and still have success in other parts of their life.
Yes.
I equally think we can set a new standard for coaches. And if we set a new standard for coaches, like, everyone benefits. Like, if not only my clients and athletes benefit but the way I do things, but other coaches elevate their game, their athletes would then benefit from the way that we do things. Like, it's just a network of beauty if we can just elevate the standard. So Team Authentic, hell yeah, I want as big as we can be. I want to be in triathlons. I want to be in powerlifting. If there is a competitive outlet where I can be a coach in some form of fashion, I want my brand there for sure.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, I'm fully supportive of it. And, I've even had some things rolling around in my head about how we could incorporate the fitness side with real estate and some of the things I'm doing. Because, again, like, my whole motto has always been strong body, strong mind, strong entrepreneur. And I very much to a T know and believe when you feel good about yourself and what you're bringing to the table and that confidence, it spills over in all areas of life. So when you feel good about your outside, you're strong on the inside, it carries over into business, it carries over into family, to relationships. And so I feel like I have a duty with, some of the members here at Total Wealth Academy, as well as other people that, I talk to on a daily basis, that I want them to have the same level of success and those same feelings. And so who knows? I'm always coming up with crazy ideas. I mean, that's how this podcast started.
Yes.
I didn't come up with the idea, but I'm like, well, I'll join in on it. And maybe there's something there for us together in the future and building and helping everybody else out.
I love it.
Big believer in that.